Hey there guys, what is up? Rodaversity here. We're back with another video review for a Hero no Sora. Let's not waste any time because we kind of have a lot to cover. So let's jump into it. And first and foremost, welcome to the channel if you're new, and welcome back if you are returning. Now, so this episode it started off basically by kind of continuing off from them building on the back on the room. Also, Momo and Chiaki just having a moment where basically Chiaki was like, well, in the way they both best understand and communicate through each other. Chiaki was basically trying to send a message to his brother, like, don't do what you normally do. Don't wait on people to forgive you. I guess basically go fix it yourself, right? In a sense, that was kind of his message he sent. Say a little wrestling match, little disagreement. Nothing really major there, nothing really to talk about there. Just simply, just like I said, he basically was just trying to send a message to his brother, just like let's get back on this horse and come basically, yeah, fix it and don't let other people fix it for you. Is what I got from that, right? So, moving past that, we saw they kind of showed back in the tournament a little bit. So if you guys remember, Sinjo's team beat Kuzu team, but Sinjo's team and I forgot to mention this last episode. Sinjo's team lost to Seijo's team, right? So Sinjo lost to Seijo, and I mean they lost by like quite a bit, right? And even Mokichi in the last episode was like, we probably would have had the same result and probably had a worse result, right? So just kind of another insult to injury about how probably underprepared they were for that tournament. And even if they won that first game, they would have definitely for 100% sure lost in the second round of the tournament. So it didn't matter much there. But you never know. It's basketball. It could have went really anyway. But basically, that's kind of what we were supposed to get from that last episode when they elaborated on Seiju or Sinju losing to Seiju, and then Seiju turns around and loses this, and Seiju just lost to the other team. What's the team's name? Seijo lost to Shin Maruku team. Basically that was the first team Kuzu ever went against. So basically, just to even so that even elaborates even more that that. So let me basically put this in proper context. So Sinjo they lost, or they beat Kuzu's team. Sinjo lost to Seijo team, and then Seijo team lost to they lost to Shin Maruko. So basically it makes it seem as if no matter what Kuzu, sorry, would have lost to any team they went against in that tournament. Besides, they could have potentially beat Sinjo, but they lost. Um, so yeah, just it went to show, yeah, how underprepared that basically showed that aspect of the tournament. That was kind of what I got from them showing the progression in the tournament, and also one of the original guys that they played against, he was said he saw he didn't expect much out of Kuzu's team, but he really does want like Sora to kind of really I don't want to say change the game, but make it back. So he kind of was like, yeah, I didn't expect much from Kuzu, but I do know want Sora to basically make a statement. So yeah, but moving past that though, um, what happened after that? Moving past that though, let's get into that Kite situation, right? So Kite, just randomly going to the Kite just seems to always be at the right place at the right time, if that's kind of funny. So Kite, went to the gym maybe to get some practice in or whatever, just maybe just even check on. I don't know. He never practiced, but he ended up running into a guy that was a freshman at he's a freshman at the Yoko school high school, and that's the same high school that was trying to recruit Kite, right? So um yeah, it would have definitely I think right now in terms of players on Kuzu's team, Kite's probably the best player on their team, right? So if he went to the Kuko school, he wouldn't have even been the best player on their team, and I frankly believe don't even think he would have probably started. Not even seeing their team yet. I don't even think Kite would have started on their team, or maybe they might have I don't know. We don't know the full team yet, but that's just kind of my grasp from just seeing the two players that they do have. So so Kai basically he was like he could tell just off his first initially the guy's name is his name is Fua, and he is the orange hair guy. Fua came in there, basically challenged Kite, pretty much beat Kite, but we didn't really see. There was one thing we really didn't see about this Fua guy. We saw he had a nice jumper, and we saw what we did take away from that exchange. He does have a we can tell he's been playing a long time because of his jump shot from Kite's I guess estimation of it, and then also we know that he is basically a similar player to Kite since he was able to basically knock Kite down on his butt, right? He broke his ankles, and but that's all we really got from the guy. But besides that, we basically got from Kite though that he was like his skills was like he felt like he was above high school level, and in a sense we didn't see anything like he we didn't besides like I said him getting crossed and maybe seeing his jump shot form which isn't much. We basically in Kai's estimation he said he was a like basically above high school level, and considering that Kai is basically one of the highest like he Kite pretty much impresses everyone he runs across. So if Kite's giving someone praise, it does show us that he's the real deal, right? And then not only that, right? So once Fuo left, he had a friend outside, which was another teammate of his at Yoko High School. So they he was basically short like Sora, right? So in on the way out, they were leaving back home, and they passed Sora at the same time. He was like he wants to. He's actually he actually takes pride in his height. He takes pride in being shorter than most players. And I don't know why yet. We don't know why yet, but he says he takes pride in it, and he wants to leave. He hopes no one is shorter than him, so he can leave an impact on the game. Just similar to what kind of Sora's doing, but he has a different mindset completely about it, right? Sora's not, trying to change people's ideals out here, or make people like see him as anything but a good player. But this guy definitely seems to have motives to definitely make a statement when it comes to his ability with along with his height, right? So that was very interesting to see there, and just another aspect and in depth of how in depth this show is, anime is, and it really goes to show that I mean we haven't even seen this school yet. We don't. I don't even know. Are they even in the? They're probably a school that Sinjo. I mean, Kuzu would have never seen. I don't know why I keep saying Sinjo, but Kuzu would have never seen this team probably unless they got to the intern high, right? So if this is a team that they don't even play against in their own bracket, right? This is just a team that they run across on the in probably the intern high, right? So it just goes to show how many more teams that we don't even know about, how like how much further Kuzu has to go before it can really even be competitive to other teams, right? So that's what I really took away from a lot of things from this episode. How behind Kuzu is, in terms of I guess just their team in general, right? And I thought we were actually gonna get a new. I was when I saw Fua, I thought he was gonna be basically a new character maybe for Kuzu's team or something, and not even realizing until he said that he was already a freshman at Yoko. So yeah, it's it's a lot going on, lot happened that episode, especially early on. But yeah, that's the same team, like I said again, that Kite was invited to come to. So yeah, we know they got some talent. We know they got some talent. And if he saw no value in anyone else on Kuzu's team, it just shows you how elite his team must be. Every player must at least be better than like even Mokichi, right? Or at Mokichi and above level. Um, and it goes to show you he has if he has a short player like Sora, then why does he not see like he was basically telling his mom that Sora wouldn't have a good chance and all of this and that, but he has a player that's the same height as Sora, if not shorter, right? So that was kind of weird of him to say. Now that I think back on that, that how he was kind of really discrediting Sora and saying, he really couldn't do this unless he was like on the team he basically is on, right? If he was on any other team, he wouldn't be starting and things like that. But he if this freshman that we saw goes to Yoko like we assume, then it doesn't make sense what he said about Sora unless this other kid is just beyond even Sora, right? So we gotta wait to see a little bit more about him and really interested to see about that situation. But yeah, um, yeah, we're gonna get more into that. But moving forward though, after that incident with Kite, basically Sora came back. Sora's back. And last episode I was saying I hope he maybe matured a little bit, and actually now I kind of retract that statement. I'm fine with him staying the same. Well, I'm okay. I'm still fine with him maturing, but I'm also fine with him more often just staying the same. Maybe same character, and that's basically what we got. He was didn't seem phased too much by his mother's death. He's already probably over it. Basically seems like normal story. He got his hair cut. That's different. I'm still waiting on Momo to get his hair cut. I don't know what's taking Momo Haru because in the old and that was also I had to backtrack as soon as I started the episode. I had to backtrack because I think the opening was different, right? I don't normally pay attention to the opener after you've seen it like 8 times. You're like, all right, whatever. But I think I started to see some different stuff, so I had to backtrack and rewatch the opening again. I think it's a different opening. Yeah, it's definitely different because um, the old opening had Kuzu going against Sinjo basically in like water art looking color. I think was the old opening, but yeah, this one was different. And basically this time around, we got so Sora's back to normal. Sora's fine. We basically he nothing's changed. I guess his grandma's happy to see him. He got a brand new pair of shoes, so he's not, trying to live in his mother's footsteps anymore. He's trying to be his own person now. I'm assuming is what I'm supposed to get from that. And then when he came back, he's basically like he was like, well, we can still play basketball. The team just got disbanded. So what they're planning to do now is basically put an application in to have a new team, a whole new team, and I wonder if they'll keep the name the same, if they'll still be Kuzu's basketball team, or if it would be something different. But yeah, so basically they have Momo. I mean not Momo. They have Mokichi, Chiaki, Sora, Neo, and Kite are the five that they will use to start the club. The other four have been like they're all been they're still suspended, so we still got we still got ways to work out that situation. But so far they're able to start the club. But what we got from Kite was he said I'm in for only one thing if we're gonna be able to get to the intern high next year, and that statement basically to me means that they won't play again till next year, right? So, yeah, so we're not gonna see them play anymore until next year. So it's interesting, but I feel like at the pace it's going, I have really no clue, right? What's gonna happen with this series? I really enjoy the extra stuff, right? It's not completely like if you ever seen Kuroko no Basket, it's constantly basketball. Every episode's a new game. Every episode's a match. Here you get a breath of fresh air every so often. After games, you have these we real life situations, right? We have real life situations where the players aren't. It's not always about basketball. Not always about practicing. They go through things in their normal lives like normal people. And this is actually, let me point this out to one of the few animes where everyone has a actual like a natural hair color, right? No one these people don't have like Naruto hair colors and things like that. Everyone here has. I didn't notice this really to just pay attention to just now, but everyone is pretty much. It is like an actual realistic like hairstyles everyone has. But anyways, now with that being said though about them, yeah, I enjoy everything outside of what they do besides basketball. I still would like to see more basketball, and I would like to see them kind of maybe pace it a little bit. Well, I guess they've been doing fine. It's nothing I really can complain about, but I'm just taking notes out of Haku, and they are constantly. It's constantly like it feels like it's a good balance of volleyball and a good balance of outside things. But it's a majority, like 80% volleyball and like 20% everything else. And this Sora Hero Hero no Sora is basically like 50-50. 50% basketball, 50% like other things going on. So it's a you know very split mix. But I wish they would probably raise up maybe like 60 or maybe 65, 70 basketball, and then maybe like 40%, 30% everything else. But so far, like I said, it is what sets the show apart to me is the fact that we don't constantly have to watch basketball the whole time. But yeah, that's all I might little 2 cents is on that situation. And so far, like I said, this episode was really great. I'm glad to see Sora's back. Yeah, they're finna start the team back up. So we basically can predict what happened next episode. This episode actually took me by surprise. I didn't really know what to expect this episode, but I knew by the title of it, which was Stand. I knew they were gonna do something and make some improvements on the current situation that was happening. But yeah, glad to see everything's kind of going back into it's like Sora's like the glue of the team, which obviously he kind of made the team. But yeah, him coming back just immediately started fixing things, right? He's just showing up and like, yep, we can still make play, right? And like, yeah, we can play, but so they immediately just started figuring out what to do, and so he's always kind of just that glue that they need. And so glad that he's back. Kite, like I said, got awakening. Momo, I guess is still sulking in a sense. But yeah, we should hopefully he'll be back soon. We haven't heard about the other three guys yet, or Chucky and them, but I'm assuming hopefully they're doing something. Hopefully when they come back or whatever, at least they've done something. Hopefully they do something productive. So when they come back, they're like, well, we weren't just like sitting on our butts the whole time. We were like practicing or whatever. So that's what I'm hoping not to hear. And I wonder will we get any more team members? That's what I'm curious on. After seeing Fua, I'm really curious to know if we're gonna get any more team players on Kuzu's team. I'm really curious. I feel like obviously, right, they have another year, right? So remember this. If they're gonna wait another year, and I don't know if that'd be really interesting if they did do like a little time jump or time skip ahead, but they have another year until the next tournament, right? So they played. A lot of people are still talking about Kuzu's team. So Kuzu could potentially get a. They could potentially gain some new talents, new freshmen, even for even some more freshmen the next year, and and go from there, right? So we it's still a little bit blurry on the future of Kuzu's team in terms of players, but I am curious to see if they will anytime soon gain any more talent. But so far, yeah, they've been outstanding and really enjoying the team chemistry so far. I think they're hopefully work out all the weaknesses before the next tournament. Still a lot way to go. Still a lot to learn. Still a lot to see so far in this anime, and that's what keeps it so interesting. It's like we've seen a little bit of a lot still left to show or be known about the show. So yeah, it's so really interesting so far. It really keeps you coming back for more. And honestly, if I wasn't making these videos, to be honest with you guys, I would probably let episodes build up. I probably would watch like 4 episodes like once a month. I hate watching one episode a week and having to wait for another week, and it seems like a lot, right? So I just rather would have to have let some episodes build up, and then watch them. But obviously I'm making these videos, so I can't let them build up like that. But anyways, I think that's it. But yeah, I think that's all. Shout out to the Meester One. He's always leaving great comments under my videos, and I always enjoy reading them. And he always brings up points I never really thought about. So go check out his comments and leave a thumbs up on it. I really enjoy his because it always just brings more insight to things I'm missing. But anyways, Real Diversity, leave a thumbs up, leave a like, comment, subscribe. We are out. Peace.